Have you ever looked out your window and seen a raccoon meticulously trying to open a supposedly secure garbage bin? Or maybe you've seen a hawk perched on a traffic light, surveying the busy street below as its own personal hunting ground. These aren't isolated, strange events. They are signs of a profound shift happening all around us. Our cities, the pinnacles of human achievement, are no longer just for humans. They have become bustling, novel ecosystems, laboratories for rapid evolution, and the new frontier for wildlife. But this new reality presents a critical question: how do we coexist? The old methods of simply removing or eliminating animals are proving to be not only inhumane, but often ineffective. The answer lies not in pushing nature out, but in intelligently and compassionately weaving it into our urban fabric. Today we're exploring the incredible future of urban wildlife management, a future driven by brilliant technology, the power of ordinary people, and a fundamental change in how we view the city itself. The same technologies that make our cities smarter for us, with networked traffic lights and efficient public transport, can be harnessed to better understand and manage our wild neighbors. This is leading to a new era of data-driven ecological management. Let's start with the city's new census. Traditionally, tracking wildlife was a painstaking process. It involved scientists trekking through the mud, setting up physical traps, and spending countless hours on observation. In a complex, sprawling urban environment, these methods are hard to scale, but now we can give the city itself eyes and ears. Imagine a network of advanced acoustic sensors spread across a city's parks, greenways, and even residential neighborhoods. These aren't just simple microphones. They are constantly listening to the city's soundscape, and using sophisticated artificial intelligence, they can pick out the specific chirp of a migratory songbird, the high-frequency click of a bat hunting insects, or the buzz of a rare native bee. The AI can identify the species, count the individuals, and track their presence over time, creating a detailed, real-time auditory map of the city's biodiversity. This allows ecologists to understand which species are thriving, which are struggling, and how they react to changes in the urban environment, like the construction of a new building or the restoration of a local wetland. It's like having an army of expert biologists on duty 24/7, tirelessly cataloging the sounds of life. While acoustic sensors are the ears, a network of camera traps provides the eyes. You might have seen footage from these online: a bobcat slinking through a suburban backyard, or a family of deer grazing in a golf course at midnight. By placing hundreds of these motion-activated cameras in strategic locations, researchers can monitor the movement of terrestrial animals around the clock. But the real magic happens when this visual data is fed into computer vision algorithms. Sifting through millions of images manually would be impossible. Instead, AI can automatically identify the species in each photo, log the time and location, and even identify individual animals based on unique markings. This provides an unprecedented level of detail on how animals use the urban landscape. We can see precisely where they cross roads, which green spaces they use as corridors to move between larger parks, and how they navigate the maze of fences, walls, and buildings. This data is absolutely crucial for designing effective wildlife corridors, like vegetated overpasses or underpasses, that can dramatically reduce roadkill and connect fragmented habitats, allowing animal populations to remain healthy and genetically diverse. Now, let's look to the skies. Drones, or unmanned aerial vehicles, are quickly becoming one of the most versatile tools in the urban ecologist toolkit. Equipped with high-resolution and thermal cameras, they can soar above the city to monitor wildlife populations without disturbing them. They can assess the health of a forest canopy in a large park, track the subtle shifts in a herd of urban deer, or find hidden nesting sites in hard-to-reach places. But their use goes beyond simple observation. Drones are also being deployed as a powerful and humane hazing tool. Hazing is the process of deterring an animal from an area without harming it. For example, if a coyote starts getting a little too comfortable in a public park, becoming a potential risk, a drone can be sent in. It can emit loud, unpleasant noises, flash bright lights, or even deploy the recorded sounds of a larger predator. To the coyote, this sudden, strange, and intimidating presence from above is enough to make it reconsider its location, moving it away from a potential conflict zone without any direct, stressful human intervention. This is a targeted, safe, and highly effective way to teach wildlife to keep a respectful distance. The ultimate vision for this technological integration is the creation of a true urban Internet of Things for nature. Picture a city-wide web of interconnected sensors, providing a constant stream of real-time data. Smart collars on animals could transmit detailed location and behavioral information, telling us not just where an animal is, but what it's doing. Is it resting, foraging, or traveling? Sensors embedded in green roofs and community gardens could monitor soil moisture, plant health, and pollinator activity. Water quality sensors in urban rivers could track pollution levels and their impact on aquatic life. All of this information, flowing into a central hub, would allow wildlife managers to move from a reactive to a proactive approach. Instead of responding to a problem after it occurs, they could see trends developing and intervene early, making precise, adaptive management decisions based on the richest data set ever assembled on urban nature. But this high-tech future isn't the whole story. In fact, one of the most powerful and transformative trends in urban ecology is decidedly human-centered. It's called citizen science, and it involves engaging the public, people like you and me, in the process of scientific discovery. The logic is simple but profound. A handful of professional scientists can only be in so many places at once, but a city of thousands or even millions of engaged residents creates an observation network of unparalleled scale and scope. Mobile apps and online platforms have made it incredibly easy for anyone to become a field biologist. If you see an interesting bird in your backyard, you can use an app like eBird to identify it, log the observation, and submit the data to a global database used by scientists worldwide. If you spot a turtle crossing the road, you can report it to a project that tracks reptile and amphibian movements. This collective effort generates vast datasets on species distribution and population trends that would be impossible to gather otherwise. Citizen scientists are effectively the volunteer army of urban ecology. Furthermore, these volunteers can access places that are often off-limits to researchers, most notably their own private property. So much of the urban environment consists of backyards, gardens, and other private green spaces. Data from these areas is critical for getting a complete picture of how wildlife uses the entire urban matrix, not just the public parks and nature reserves. Citizen science closes these crucial knowledge gaps. But the benefits of this movement extend far beyond the data itself. When a person takes the time to observe, identify, and record the wildlife in their neighborhood, something changes. The abstract concept of nature becomes personal and tangible. They start to notice the changing seasons through the arrival and departure of migratory birds. They develop a deeper understanding of the local ecosystem and the challenges it faces. This direct engagement fosters a powerful sense of connection and stewardship. It transforms residents from passive observers into active participants in conservation. It builds a community of people who care about their local environment and feel a sense of ownership over its well-being. This groundswell of public support is essential for driving political will and securing funding for larger conservation projects. All of this incredible technology and community engagement, however, points toward a deeper need, a fundamental shift in our urban ethic. To truly create cities where humans and wildlife can thrive together, we must move away from an anthropocentric view, the idea that the city is an exclusively human space. We need to embrace a biocentric vision of the city as a shared habitat, a complex ecosystem where we are just one of many species. What does this look like in practice? First, it means designing for empathy. This is about creating cities that don't just grudgingly accommodate wildlife, but actively celebrate it. This principle, often called biophilic design, is about integrating nature into our daily lives. It means designing buildings with bird-safe glass and green roofs that double as habitats. It means planting native flowers in our parks and along our roadsides to support pollinators. It means creating architecture that provides safe nesting opportunities for swifts or bats. It's about creating daily opportunities for positive, safe human-wildlife interactions, normalizing the presence of nature until it feels like an inseparable part of city life. Second, this new ethic requires us to embrace a concept that might feel a little uncomfortable at first: managed messiness. Our traditional aesthetic for urban landscapes often involves perfectly manicured lawns, neatly trimmed hedges, and a distinct lack of anything that looks wild. But a healthy ecosystem is not always a tidy one. A sterile lawn is a food desert for most creatures. By letting go of this desire for perfect order, we can create much richer habitats. This means leaving leaf litter on the ground in the fall. That leaf litter is a vital habitat for countless invertebrates, which in turn become food for birds and other animals. It means allowing native plants and wildflowers to grow instead of pulling them as weeds. It means tolerating a dead tree or a snag in a park, as it provides crucial nesting cavities for woodpeckers, owls, and even some mammals. Managed messiness is about understanding that the processes of decay and regeneration are the lifeblood of a functioning ecosystem. Finally, fostering coexistence is a shared responsibility. It is not just the job of wildlife managers or conservation officers. It's the duty of urban planners who decide the layout of new developments and whether to include green corridors that connect habitats. It's the responsibility of politicians who set local policies and decide how to fund green infrastructure projects. And it is the daily responsibility of every single resident. It's in the simple choice to secure your garbage and compost bins to avoid attracting raccoons or bears. It's in the decision to keep your cat indoors to protect local bird populations. It's in learning how to properly haze a coyote that's getting too bold, making a loud noise and making yourself look big to reinforce its natural fear of humans. Every one of these small actions, when multiplied across a city, contributes to a culture of coexistence. The path forward is not about retreating from our cities or attempting to build a fortress to keep nature out. That is a losing battle. The path forward is about intelligently and compassionately reintegrating the natural world into our urban centers. It's about using the best available science and technology to guide our actions, from AI-powered sensors to community-driven data collection. It's about empowering citizens to be part of the solution, fostering a culture of respect and stewardship for the myriad other species that also call our cities home. The science of urban ecology has shown us what is possible. The great creative challenge of our time is to take that knowledge and build the smarter, wilder, and more humane cities of the future.